Hey you guys, so this video is gonna be about, I did another video today, but I decided I wanted to do two just because I don't know if I'll have time again soon to like be able to make a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. But I do want to start doing my YouTube videos often, so I was like, since I have the time and the availability, why not just, make just one more last video for today. Sorry, I got the hiccups. So this video is gonna be basically me just talking about why I deleted my social media. So okay, I don't want to make none of my videos long, so I'm gonna kind of try to summarize this or whatnot. And to be honest, it's crazy because I probably won't even really just have a lot of people to see my YouTube channel unless people are just finding me in an area where, like, you know how you search up stuff that's popular or trending at the time and somebody pop up. That'll probably be how my videos will just like end up being seen, based off of, like, y'all see what I'm saying? My camera is so much, I said this in my last video, it's so much better when I move away from it. When I go close to it, it starts, like, the color starts changing, it's not focused. But once I stay away and I stay still, it's so clear, and the quality is really good. So I'm gonna stay back and try to stay still. Eventually I'm gonna buy a like more expensive YouTube camera, but as of right now I'm either gonna be using my iPhone or my computer laptop. And to be honest, I feel like I'm just gonna, I don't know why I said computer laptop, but for now I'm just gonna use my laptop camera because y'all already know how iPhones are. Like, storage is just crazy. Like, it's so easy for your storage to get full, and then you gotta buy more and more storage, and it's just too much. And so I already need to clear out a lot of stuff, like screenshots or stuff that's been taken multiple times that I don't even care about. That is how my storage always end up getting full so fast. And then videos being sent back and forth through messages, that can end up being a big deal. Apps and shit that you have on your phone, stuff, sorry, I don't want to cuss, it can be ghetto, stuff or whatever. So it's just gonna be way more convenient to do it on my laptop. And then I also feel like it's easier to get it transformed onto the YouTube channel versus if you try to do it on your phone. Like, I noticed it's more complicated that way. So I rather just, you know what I'm saying, do it this way. And I really don't know the complications of a real camera yet. Like, well, I don't want to say because it's not a fake camera, obviously, but like the YouTube cameras that, a lot of famous YouTubers use. So I won't really know too much about that until once I get one. And once I feel like I'm finna get one, that's when I'm gonna kind of research and watch videos about cameras. But until then, I'm just gonna stay in my lane, which is with this, and just upload them that way. Because right now I kind of don't know how to edit a lot, and I do know how to put an intro and an outro, but that's literally all I know. And I have brothers that live in Michigan that does YouTube, so I'm gonna end up just trying to see if they can help me maybe, and they maybe be able to tell me how to edit and stuff, because they've already told me before in the past that if I needed help with that they would. So once they get me on board with that, and then I just research a lot and stuff, because reading always helps and listening to videos always help, that'll help me. But anyway, so let's get into this video. Like I said, this video is gonna be about why I deleted my social media. So it's crazy because I actually did it today. So what is today's day? It is year 2020, August 20th. Isn't that crazy? So I deleted my Instagram. I didn't even really delete it, actually, so let me stop lying, because I archived all my photos and I only left videos of me singing and rapping. So like my musical videos with my talent of singing and rapping, I left those on there. I left my bio, which was the scripture, so I didn't feel the need to delete the scripture. And I kept my Instagram name the same, which is Chocolate Mommy. I believe it's 3 underscores. And I just felt like, well, I say delete because I deleted the app off my phone. But I am gonna go on here now that I finally made my final decision, and I'm gonna go and do that. once this video is over. But basically why is because, I don't know, like, obviously, you know, everybody, as you can see, you know, in the world right now, things are different, times are different. Things that used to be normal are no longer being normalized, and the stuff that isn't normal is being normalized. So, you know, I live in a state, and it's not to down this state because I don't want to gain any haters, because I already have enough of those. I don't want to gain any people that are gonna, like I said, haters that are gonna not like me or have anything bad to say about me, because I know this is a lot of people's hometown, so I don't want to offend anyone. But as far as my experience from living in Tennessee, this state is full of like haters and deriders. So, you know, if you have a talent, you know what I'm saying, if you're not popular or people don't like you and you don't have that certain crowd to gaslight you, you're not gonna be successful in anything you do. It doesn't matter what it is. And I don't want to think negative like that, because at the end of the day, anything you're consistent about, you're going to be successful at, and that is true. But when you have a state that you're from and you don't have support, it's way tougher for you to kind of just be successful in anything. And you know what I'm saying, also when there's people that are better than you at what they're doing. And at the end of the day, I feel like you should give everybody a chance, you know what I'm saying. I know there's people that does hair better than me. I started doing nails, it's been like 7 months. I know there's people that do nails better than me. But I definitely feel like if you are an associate of someone or a friend, or call yourself associate, friend, or family member, you should support your loved ones at the end of the day if they're doing something productive. And that's just the truth. And I come from an area where people don't do that. Like, my family's very dysfunctional. So my family don't support each other, but they support strangers. They'll get their hair and nails done from strangers. And like I said, this is not to be negative. This is not to down talk nobody I know or I live in the state of. But this is just completely just me being transparent, being honest about my life, my story, you know, my view and my opinion. And so I know there's going to always be people that are going to disagree, but I'm not going to, you know, be fake. I just recently went through a situation where, to get along with my family, I was literally having to walk on eggshells just to fit in. And I had to walk away from that situation and let myself know, like, this is not okay. If you can't be yourself, then you need to remove yourself from the situation and just wait for people that are going to accept you for who you are to come into your life. You know what I'm saying? So I had to do that, and now basically that was the first step I took. Like, I'm just trying to knock off all negative energy. I've went through so much drainage from, you know, people that I love very much and would do anything for. I wasn't getting the same energy reciprocated back to me. So, you know, I just felt like it was best for me to just remove myself and to actually stand on that, because I've had a lot of times where I've told myself that I was going to stay away from people, or I was going to protect my energy, and I always feel bad, or I always end up trying to get my side of the story out and end up being back in those people's faces. And it's just like, there is no point of that, because whatever God has for you is going to stay. Whatever God has for you is going to love you. They're going to treat you right. They're going to support you. They're going to, you know, everything positive. At the end of the day, you know, the Bible says God is love. So you're not going to feel anything that's negative from those people. And all the people that were in my life, it was always negative energy that I was feeling, always giving me things to overthink about, always giving me things to question. And it was just like, that energy for me was not healthy for me as a person, as a mother. And it's not okay. And then a couple of months ago, I already finally decided to reach out. Sorry, I only have one earring again. I decided to reach out to get myself into counseling, because I felt like I needed it from just a lot of past trauma I've been through and stuff with, you know, childhood friends, or just friends as being an adult, or people I thought were friends anyway. So they were friends, they would still be here. So I guess, you know, thinking people were my friends, associates, you know what I'm saying, trying to take on strangers as into like they were family, and they've crossed me, and stuff I go through with my actual bloodline. So I just went through a lot of stuff, and it caused me to be diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Okay, I know people be like, whatever, everybody goes through that, you know, people look down on that whole situation. But to be completely honest with you, it's completely different when you're being read out the symptoms for that and being diagnosed with it, versus you just going through it every day going through your everyday life, and then you just feel a sense of anxiety or you feel a sense of depression. That's not the same, because the symptoms that they call out when you being diagnosed are symptoms that people that just have that just out of nowhere or just sporadically. It's not the same, because when you're diagnosed with it, you're basically suffering it more often than other people. So you can go in deep depressions for weeks or months or days at a time or hours or whatever sometimes, or you can have anxiety towards everybody where, for example, you'll think everybody's against you. You'll think everybody's out to get you. And I've always felt like that, to be honest, all my life, because, to be honest, what's so crazy, a lot of times people were out to get me and people were against me. But a lot of times also I can be honest with myself and say people weren't and I thought they were. So I just basically, went and got myself into counseling, and I was diagnosed with that. I told them I was not interested in being on any medication, but I did want to have someone I could talk to sporadically about how I feel inside, because I already stood out in my family for the simple fact is I don't hold stuff in, and everybody around me kind of basically do. So imagine being someone who's very outspoken, can come to you and tell you, well, I don't like that you're doing this, or this is hurting me, and all these other people are holding stuff in and they're moving another way, like they don't care, they're nonchalant, they have bad attitudes, you know what I'm saying? So I went through that my whole life, and so because of that, I've literally not been able to even have any family close to me, and it lasts for long time periods of time. I literally only have one family member that I'm social with literally every day or almost every day, and there's never a misunderstanding. I'm never misunderstood. I'm never being judged. And that's one of my cousins that we were close, growing up, as we got kind of like into like the last years of high school until us being adults. But before then, we kind of were always like being turned against each other, so we really didn't even like each other growing up. And then once we actually got to know each other, we ended up being inseparable and was able to have a healthy relationship. And come to find out, we relate with so many things, and our mindsets is literally the same basically, and stuff that I honestly I wouldn't say the same, because she's a lot more mature than me, I can say that, but she helped me with a lot of stuff, and I know that she genuinely means it. When she see me going through stuff in my life, she's not trying to judge me, she's not trying to bash me, she's not even just sitting there and just like letting me go through it and not even being there for me and only caring about her own life. Like, she's genuinely there for me, you get what I'm saying? So I'm blessed to at least have one person, because then I could be having no one, because there's people that have no one in their family. So I'm very grateful for her. Shout out to my cousin Cece. But other than that, I don't have anybody I'm really close to in my family, and it's very divided and it's very dysfunctional. So I'm sorry because I just got off topic explaining that, but it's not really off topic, because that's a part of the reason why I deleted social media. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with that since I've already been talking about that. One of the reasons that I chose, I'm gonna give y'all, I think, let's say 5, because number one, I've noticed that when I started my business and stuff, I never really got any support from family. Okay, I know everybody always like, you shouldn't care who's supporting you, it doesn't matter who's supporting you, you know what I'm saying, just worry about yourself, just worry about continuing to build. That's true, but because social media has become such a toxic place, it kind of shows you who really F with you, let's just be honest. So I know sometimes people aren't being their true selves on social media, but at the same time, people really do say how they feel because they're behind a phone or they're behind a computer. So with that being said, I never really got any support where any of my family has ever really reposted my stuff until only a couple weeks ago, and it only happened one time. And so within that one time of years of me building one of my social media's accounts, business accounts, the Mink Way, which was basically me selling eyelashes, you know what I'm saying, and me doing hair. I've been doing hair since middle school. I say like since 6th grade. So I'm now 23, so that's a while. And I never went to school, I never got licensed for this, but I actually am working towards that now. So I'm gonna actually be licensed for all of these things, so I could actually expand my knowledge and what I already know, so I can be 10 times greater. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to expand your knowledge. But basically, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm looking away, and I don't want anybody to think I'm not being genuine because I'm looking away, but my glasses, they're not even really staying on my face like they need to be. I need to get them tightened, so that's what's kind of causing me to be uncomfortable and looking away. But I'm gonna try to look in the camera. So anyway, yeah, basically, like, I really never really had any support from family members or so-called friends or associates, you know what I'm saying? So that was a very a traumatizing thing for me, sad to say, because I was like, dang, here I am thinking that these are people that I have in my corner, and these are the main people that aren't even like trying to put the word out for me. They see me doing something productive and they're not even trying to help that, you know what I'm saying? And then turning around and seeing them being helpful and posting other people. So mind you, when you're already going through trauma from childhood, trauma from relationships, trauma from in general, like, your family is supposed to be the main people that you feel safe with. So what my family don't understand is that you're supposed to be there for each other, you know what I'm saying? But they make it weird as to where if you call an event or you're around each other and you need an event, they make it seem like you're just doing too much or you talking too much. Like, that's how they make it come off as. And I hate that because that's not normal. And they think that's normal, but it's not. Normal family members are talking to each other, being there for each other, having events together, traveling together. They don't do that, and they act like that's normal, and then they try to go out in the outside world and try to be close with outsiders. And so I just can't F with that. I don't feel like that's real, and that's one of the reasons why, because it's like, now social media can get in your mind and it can show you who don't F with you, and I feel like that's negative, and I don't need that with the fact that I already have anxiety and depression. So that's one reason. Two, like I said, I live in a state where people are always deriding and only supporting who's popular or who they think is the best. If you're upcoming doing anything, you're gonna hardly see people trying to help you get better, which was so crazy is that if you don't practice things on people, you're not gonna get better. You're gonna just be basically stagnant. And so when you don't have people supporting you and giving you a chance to do whatever styles it is that you're trying to get to the point of where you're great at it, how can you be any better? You're gonna stay in the same position because you're always going to whoever you think is great. You're not giving nobody a chance to get better. So that is very traumatizing because it makes you feel like, damn, I must suck. So, I've dealt with that, and that's made me feel like people were against me and like nobody wants to see me win. So that's another reason. And they'll support just whoever is great or whoever's popular, and that's just how my state where I live is. I don't know, if it's like that everywhere, but that's what I've been dealing with, and it's a very it'll make you feel little, honestly. So, even though I know I'm not little, I know that I speak positivity to myself every day. I know that I'm great. I know that I'm smart. I know that I'm beautiful. I know that I'm talented. When you're surrounded by nothing but negativity and people making you feel little or people trying to compete, because even the third one, let's say that also, that's going to be the third one, competition. It's just they're too competitive here. Like, if you're doing the same thing as someone, it's like they'll try to steal your idea and they won't even say that they got inspired by you. And then they'll literally been watching all your stories on social media, liking stuff, but never saying anything to you directly, and then they'll pop out doing the exact same thing. So that's very, very weird to me. So that was just like throwing me off. Like, and then four, I've also noticed that everything is just sexual. I feel like, you have to be posting slutty pictures. You have to be posting you drinking, smoking, clubbing, doing anything like of those sorts to even be considered entertaining. So if you're not doing that, if you're just chilling with your kids or chilling with your significant other, y'all doing family events, like that's not going to be intriguing to anyone on social media. Because I mean, it will be, but only the people that are popular and that are like big. Because I feel like social media has basically turned into a thing that it's really for famous people, because those are the ones that are really getting the likes and the comments. Now if you're a regular person, you have to try a million times harder to even be relevant. I don't like that. I've never wanted to fit in with people, and I feel like you're forced to try to have to fit in. That's number 4. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm off. So number 4, but y'all follow me, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do this video as best as I can. I'm not just a experienced YouTuber, so if I'm doing things kind of backwards or off, or how you're used to seeing YouTubers, you know, do things, I apologize, but I'm new to this and I'm doing it, you know, the best way I can, or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna make that number 4. Yeah, you just have to try to fit in. So if you're not doing the things that are popular, if you're not singing or rapping about the things that are popular, you're not intriguing. So I don't like that I have to try to fit in too much. I don't want to fit in with nobody. I want to stand out. 5, relationships and meeting people on social media. I've run into 2 situations where I feel like I've met people and they thought they knew my life after just talking to me a couple conversations, just because basically, you know, we were going back and forth and sending positive energy to one another on social media, and then we end up talking to each other or whatever, and then you kind of trusted them and let them in and vented, and then next thing you know, they are trying to use what you told them and vented to them about against you to act like they know your whole life, and then they're giving you opinions and advice on stuff that they don't even know nothing about, and they're not really being a good person and being there for you. They're just trying to soak up information, and then they're trying to use that information against you to make it seem like they're giving you advice. I've run into that so much from social media, because I've tried the thing where, you know, if I can't find anybody in my life, you know, like not find anybody, but I had no, you know, supportive family members and stuff, so you try to, you know, mingle with people, and you mingle and run into weirdos. So that's another thing. I don't mess with that, and it's happened to me 2 times. Once anything happened 2 times, I get the clue. I don't need a 3rd time. Just like I recently was, you know, I made some videos and pertaining to the fact that I'm really not interested in having any more children because I have a son and a daughter, and it offended somebody that was kind of close in a way, because it's basically within me and I don't even want to say who, because I don't know who's gonna see this video, and I don't want to make it seem I'm trying to bash nobody. But let's just say that basically they took offense to it. Next thing you know, I was blocked on social media out of nowhere, and then I guess they were just basing me as a person off my social media post. And I'm like, what? Like, that's what people doing these days? So that, and it's crazy because my boyfriend never posts me. I'm just gonna be honest, my boyfriend does not post me on social media. I always ask him why. I went through that phase that all females go through where you think they're trying to hide you, and literally he was like, that's why I don't post you. That's why I don't mess with social media, because social media is toxic. People try to judge you off your posts. People will see something and think they know something and run with it. They can put their own twist to it. It's just toxic. That's just all in all. So 5, toxic. It's just toxic. So, bang. Oh my God.